Hey traders, Akil here, and I want to give you guys a quick video showing you a little bit of what we talked about in today's live trading room session. We had a great day of technical analysis, both by myself and from the traders in the room. You can tell that people are getting better and better at identifying potential setups and making predictions in the market. But if you've ever spent any time in there, you also know that we tend to get on some random conversations. And that's what I want to talk about today. So what I'm going to share with you is a conversation we had on how to trade gaps, a conversation we had on just knowing what the market will do, what the market must do. And then lastly, share a little conversation we had about the sneaker stock market for you sneakerheads out there. It's some pretty cool stuff. So I hope you enjoy. Oh, and before we get into it, do me a favor, below in the description box is a link where you can vote for me. I've been nominated for FOREX Trainer of the Year, which is pretty awesome. And some of our supporters are telling me that as of right now, I'm leading the race in votes. So it would be pretty cool if you guys can go out there and support me. Of course, only if you think I deserve it. And it'd be nice to get a win for the team. That'd be pretty cool, just as a show of how powerful, how strong, and how supportive our community is. That means you guys. So you can vote at least once per day. So save the links to your bookmark and get over there and make it first thing in the morning, get that vote in and see if we can pull off this victory. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys next time. Let's say this is what previous price action looked like, right? Right. And the gap came from, our close was right here, right? The gap came all the way down to here, right? So I don't remember the number. I don't want to give you a wrong number. I think it was like 85% of the time gaps fill. Now that's a weird number because there's gotta take that number with a grain of salt, because you can make that number be whatever you want, because it can fill 2 years from now and it technically fills. So is that still a gap fill? But the majority of the time gaps are filled. You don't see a continuation down. You see a fill like what we just did here. So if you get a gap over the weekend, right? You get a gap over the weekend. Hold on. I can't do both. You get a gap over the weekend, something like this, right? You know there's a chance that it can fill, right? If you can make it into a structure-based trade, Rob, I think it's a great trade to take. Meaning you have structure here, so it just doesn't gap in the middle of no man's land. It gaps into previous structure. Does that make sense, guys? Give me a yes. Yeah, so if you get a situation like this where it gaps in the previous structure, then you have an area where you can set your stop loss at. You know that, hey, stops are down here. Oh, that's pretty bad, but stops are down there. Sorry about that. Stops are here, right? Boom, boom, boom. You know you're playing for the gap fill, right? So this is your profit target up here. And again, you have a pretty good risk reward, and you technically have an edge in the market because gaps are known to fill. So when stuff like this happens, yeah, I'll take them on the open and play that gap fill. Now, what you want to be careful of, here's a lesson I learned, right? An expensive lesson I learned. Not too expensive because it doesn't happen too often. But a lesson I learned with gaps is, hold on. All right, I feel like I was missing a trade or something. Don't be very, very, very tight with stops. Right? You see it like right here, because the market knows that. It knows you got people that are putting stop losses like right underneath the gap fill. And you know what it does, right? A little stop hunting, right? Before exploding up. You know what? It really pisses me off, and I try to stay in my own lane. Like I don't mess with a lot of other educators. I don't mess with a lot of other people on Forex. I kind of just do what I do me, and that's how I've always been. I'm a little bit more in the spotlight now than I was when I first started, obviously because of the education thing. But I try not to mess with other people. But I get sick of seeing these people. I get Sick of seeing these people that are just telling you the market will do this, the market will do that. Like you don't know. You guys know I put out a video this week, my Forex market preview video, giving two predictions on pound. It was a potential, Bear-Gartley formation on the pound dollar, and then I shared the analysis we did for the pound yen. Now, it stinks because you share that analysis. It's like, man, this is a good trade. And again, I thought it was great analysis. I did everything I was supposed to do. I thought it was a good trading opportunity. I would take that trade 100 out of 100 times. Unfortunately, the market gaps against you, a couple hundred pips, and you look like an idiot because you just put out a video and then hours later, the market does exactly what you thought it wasn't going to do. And then you get the people that come on and like, oh, you should have known that was going to happen. I got a guy that commented this morning, oh, we were clearly in a bearish trend. How did you not see the gap coming? Shut up. What the hell are you talking about, man? We're clearly in a bearish trend. How did you not see the gap coming? Shut up. Like stuff like that, man. Stuff like that. Like, here's the thing. We don't know what the market's going to do. We never will, right? We never have. We never know what the market's going to do. I say this time and time again. If I knew exactly what the market would do, I would liquidate everything. I would be sitting in here in front of you with only a laptop and maybe a pair of shorts on because everything else in my possession would be sold so I could maximize my exposure to that trade that I knew was going to win 100%. Right? But we don't know. We never will. We never will know. Just like the casino, we don't know when that big winner is going to come in. All we can do is consistently make the same predictions, right? Consistently analyze the market the same way, and know and figure that if we continue to do that and execute our edge, we'll have the upper hand in the long run. But yeah, if I think more educators should be honest. More educators should be out there saying, well, this is, my prediction. The market could, I love to use the word potentially, right? It could potentially go to this level because we don't know. The market has to go here. The market must, the market will. It doesn't have to do whatever we want. The market doesn't respect anyone but itself. It certainly doesn't respect us. You just don't know. The market can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants, and its job is to put as much traders in as much pain as possible. But it upsets me to see that. It upsets me so much to see that and I think it's because those people give us educators a bad name when people get burnt by them. But it's ridiculous. If you want to be the trader, the first thing you need to understand is that you have no idea what the market's going to do, ever. All you can do is make the best predictions based on your knowledge. Yeah, it's damaging. If you're in that unconscious incompetent stage where you don't know anything, the first thing you see you believe is gold, right? Then you just don't know any better. And we all came from that unconscious incompetent stage. Again, that's if you guys are unfamiliar, that's the stage where you're like a baby, where babies don't know what causes them pain. If they touch a hot stove, they don't know that's gonna hurt. It's like, ooh, red, and they touch it, right? It's the same stage for many traders, and usually your first impression is what you believe in. So if someone's giving you this idea that you can know where the markets are going to go, and 100% and blah blah blah, you're going to believe that, and that's going to be your mindset until you learn otherwise. And typically you don't learn otherwise until you get taught a very expensive lesson in the markets, until you lose a lot of money and say, okay, well maybe I need to rethink things. And for many people, they can't afford to do that more than once. Yeah, you know it's coming. Come on, every time you post an idea that doesn't work, you know it's coming. There's a trader just sitting back waiting. Oh yeah, just wait till it goes lower. I'm gonna tell him how wrong he is. I'm gonna tell him how wrong he is. Little do they understand, we're not actually wrong because it was still a good trade. It just didn't work out in our favor. We weren't wrong. We were right in our analysis. It just didn't work out. And guess what? It's not going to work out a lot of the time. The difference is, right? I'm going to be here trading in 10 years. Most of those people are not. if they're even trading right now. I'll be here in 10 years. Most of them won't. Yeah. Chess is waiting to pounce to try and make this. Yeah. Well, that's the only reason you do something like that. People only write stuff or comment or try to make other people feel bad when there's some insecurity about themselves, right? You know, like bullies that make fun of people on the schoolyard, right? They only do so because there's insecurity about their own self, and they instead of accepting it, they take it out on some innocent kid. Because I'll tell you what, right? Again, just ask yourself this question. Have you ever known a successful trader to go on a video and make fun of someone else or tell someone something? Think about all the successful traders you know. Have they ever went on a YouTube page and said, "Oh, you're an idiot," or "You don't do this," or "You should have known that"? No. Why? Because we don't care. There's nothing wrong with us, so there's no need to take it out on other people. Yeah, if you're into sneakers, there's a stock market for sneakers. Look at that. I'm trying to get to a chart here. I read about this on a portfolios. Look at that. I read about this or I listened to this on a blog the other day, and what happens is because there's a lot of what is it called, after sale? There's a lot. I don't want to call it black market. It makes it sound bad, but there's a lot of resale of sneakers, especially like classic sneakers, where people will buy them. Like, you know, you'll see like a Jordan 11 Retro Space Jam, and people will buy them and they'll sell them, you know, on their own for certain prices, like sneakerheads. People collect these things, right? So what they want to do is, because obviously when you're working like that, how do you know what the prices you should be paying for them? Like if I'm looking for a Jordan 11 Retro, right? Should I want to pay $500 for it? Should I want to pay $300 for it? How do I know what to pay? So it's pretty cool where you have a sneaker index, which works like the stock market, where it goes up and down. It has to do with supply and demand as well. And they're going to introduce new things like watches, I heard. But it goes up and down. You can kind of see like the lowest ask, the lowest or the highest sale. I forgot how to navigate this site. I don't. Again, I'm not a sneaker person, so I haven't looked at this too much. But there's got to be a way. How do I go? There's got to be a way to look at charts here somewhere. I was doing some technical analysis on it. Maybe if I click the actual thing. Yeah, you see, you have your bid and your ask basically, right? Lowest ask, $2,000. $2,000. Highest bid, $860. Last sale, $1,000. So it's pretty cool whether you actually use this place or you just want to kind of know it for pricing reasons. It's if I have a few friends that are sneakerheads, man. If I were a sneakerhead, man, gosh, I'd be all over this. Look at that. You got your year to date. I would be all over this. Start a portfolio. That's crazy. That's pretty cool. Who is willing to trade bats and ciphers on Nikes? Me. That'd be crazy. But there we go. Random trading stuff that has nothing to do with real life, but it's pretty cool. Everyone wants to be a trader. That's what I get from that.